known as FTFE on these here YouTubes. Welcome to my channel. What you probably know who I am. That's why you're here. Anyway, this is a live stream where we are going to go over Dr. Stephen Alonso's Flat Earth University textbook. Yes, you heard all those words correctly. I know that they sounded very confusing in that order, but trust me, I did mean to say them in that particular order. I just want to wish you all a happy new year. I know it's a bit late. I've just been dealing with some family stuff, so this is the first stream of the new year. So I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. Welcome to the channel. I am about to play an intro because this is a live stream. People in the live stream, they get notifications to come, so this gives them a chance to join before the actual entertainment starts. If you're watching this after the fact, you can skip forward about 90 seconds so you don't have to watch the intro. However, if you are here in the live stream, there's a rule. One very simple rule, you have to dance. Because if you don't dance, I'm literally going to send Daniel Pratt to your house. Yeah, I'm watching. Okay, so start dancing.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Earth thinks that evolution is real. Chemtrails don't exist, vaccines work. Climate change is happening, we landed on the moon. The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Scooty, it's not alright. Baby, it's not alright.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a great night. So we're going to go over Dr. Stephen Alonso's Flat Earth textbooks. Dr. Stephen Alonso is the creator of the Flat Earth University, an organization that he created, and under the Journal of Geocentric Cosmology, another thing he created, he has awarded himself a master's degree and then a PhD. Of course, that's nonsense and no such thing exists. He is a scammer. He is a liar. He told me that he was a different person on Will Duffy's stream, Coach Steve, because he didn't want to turn up himself. So he's also possibly fucking psychotic. We're not really sure. To help me with this today, we have... Oh, one sec. Rubiks, could you turn on the camera? Yeah, just... What do you mean I haven't given you electricity? Hold on. All right, try now. Right, the camera's working. Yeah, don't think it's the regular thing. I'm taking it back later. Yeah, no, don't try and charge your phone. Okay, right, okay, I'll get you on camera, 2 secs. Yeah, so Rubiks is going to help me. And here they are, live from my basement. Hole in the ground. How you doing, Rubiks? Good. How's the hole? Yeah, I did give you the green screen today. So, I mean, there is that. So, I mean, it's less space and the green screen was a bit damp itself. But hey, I hope you enjoyed the Christmas dinner I gave you, the Yorkshire pudding. That was good. I want to say thank you for doing the shorts. Not that you have a choice. I've held you hostage for several months now. But thank you very much for helping with the channel. And you were the one that actually managed to get me onto this Dr. Stephen Alonso's book. Sorry, Dr. Stephen Alonso's book. Just tell us a bit about it. University. Citations. Are they as good as Rachel Wilson's citations that disagree with her? Oh, wow. Yes, that's... Rubiks is muted. Oh my god, how have I not... Well, what a fucking useless idiot I am. Bear with me. Talk to me, Rubiks. Why is that not coming through? Yeah, it's my fault. I changed it all when I did a stream the other day, and then forgot to change it back because I'm a fucking... Right, talk to me now.
Hello?
Hello. Right, yeah, there we go. So let's just pretend the last 90 seconds never happened. And we're going to start again. Rubiks, I'm glad that you're in the basement as I've held you hostage. Could you just tell everyone about this little textbook we're going over?
So this is Dr. Alonso's textbook for his so-called university. It has 28 citations for 173 pages. Most of them are just from titles of sensational pop science articles, or just things like basic astronomy is what's the citation.
Ah, right. So the citation is literally just the words basic astronomy.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. I have sent Stephen Alonso the link to this stream. He's not going to join because he's a coward. Stephen Alonso also claims to have a degree from the University of York in computer science.
I believe so, yeah, on his website.
Yeah. Maybe we can go over the email in a bit that someone did trying to check on his... Because he says it's a doctorate, right? Because he wrote a thesis.
Or dissertation, one of the two.
Right,
yeah.
So he says that he actually has a real degree and that he got from York University, except people contacted York and they went, we never heard of this dude. So
yeah, we have no record of him ever attending.
No.
Or of his dissertation under that title.
It's because, how do you know when Alonso is lying? Well, his lips are moving. Really, that's the tell. That's how you know. Just before we get started, a little bit of an update on the channel. Changing the name back to just FTFE. And I'm not going to engage with the right-wing assholes on my channel anymore because they're toxic as fuck. I'm done dealing with those scum, basically. The final nail in the straw was Andrew Wilson, the Christian, being ecstatic about the commies being mowed down. I'm sure there's a commandment in his Bible about thou shalt not kill. Obviously, he must have missed that one when he read the Bible, or maybe he hasn't. That would make more sense. So yeah, I am going to focus on debunking Flat Earth. I'm going to be debating Flerfs on TikTok. The first one is happening on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing some scam baiting. The first scam baiting stream will be at the end of this month. My first new episode of Flerfs Are Idiots is scheduled for release on the 23rd. I just need to finish up the editing on it. And then hopefully I will have my momentum and we will be releasing one of those a week. Going to kick the channel back into gear. We have also started a TikTok. Rubiks, would you maybe post a link to the TikTok in the chat so everyone can join over there? It does seem to be popping off a little bit because we've been quite consistent with it, which is really nice. Also, when it gets monetized, Rubiks gets half of everything from it because they have worked so incredibly hard.
Thinking of having exclusive TikTok clips.
Yeah, I think we should have some.
That won't be on YouTube.
Yeah. King Slav says, finally, I almost unsubscribed. I was only away for like 5 days, dude. Come on. Yeah, Probing Time 66 says, he's so full of good Christian hate. I mean love. Well, there is no hate like Christian love.
Yeah.
Alison Aviation for $5 says, how dare you cover this scam artist when I have to go and spray chemtrails? Love from us. Hope you had a good entry into the new year. Alison is actually a pilot and has shown me in his cockpit the chemtrail button. So we obviously know that's real. Conspiracy Music Studios says, for your information, planes don't dip their nose, and we'll be hearing their new video at the end of the stream. Craig Paul, who's been a member for 23 months, says, you need to give Rubiks a mic. I have done that. I am a professional. Do not worry. Dan the Man, who's been a member for 17 months, says, finally, Rubiks is out for a while. No, they're not. I'm just allowing them to stream from the basement for today. Loop on Fire, who's been a member for 28 months, says, good call, Craig. You reason people out of positions they didn't reason themselves into. I reason people out of positions they didn't reason themselves into. What does that mean? I reason people out of positions. I don't know. I
mean, flat earthers didn't reason themselves into being a flat earther, and then you reason them out of being a flat earther.
Maybe that's the best thing to do. But anyway, today we are going to be mainly going over Stephen Alonso's book, and he does have a link to the stream. So if you would like to go and poke him at his channel or his Facebook page and say, why aren't you live right now? That would also be handy, because I've been banned from Facebook again. Don't know why. It thinks I'm a bot. Maybe I'm a bot.
You're a clone, not a bot.
Rubiks, ask me to divide by 0.
Can you divide by 0?
Ow! Sorry, what'd you say?
Don't worry about it.
Oh. Clive Wells says that we can just buy a mic from for Rubiks from Slappy the Clown. No. I don't want to know where he's put those mics. Really. Right, so let's get this textbook up and go over. Rubiks is going to act as host, and I have not seen it. I've been given it. Also, what we're going to do, because Stephen Alonso charges for this PDF, and he says it's copyrighted, but fuck him, fuck his fake copyright. The link to the PDF is going to be posted in the chat by Rubiks at some point, and put in the description of this video, and I encourage everybody to share it freely everywhere, so that everybody can mock the dumbass scam artist.
I will do that right now.
Amazing. Rubiks says, the Loop on Fire says, is that magic smoke coming from his head? Oh, you mean the totally correctly hung United States flag? Yeah. And just to any of the people who are like, oh, the veterans would be so mad that you're not hanging the flag right. They fought for a flag. No veteran thinks they fought for a flag. No veteran thinks they fought for a piece of cloth. The veterans of the United States fought to defend what the Constitution gives them, rights, including the right to free speech. Me doing this with the American flag, because fuck you, is free speech.
Yes, just 1 second. Make a copy. Posting the link right now. It's a Google
Amazing.
Drive link. So
All right, I encourage everybody to download that.
Cannot access it.
Yeah, if you can't access it,
Let me know. But it should be anyone with the link should be able to access it.
And I please encourage you to post it everywhere, whilst tagging Stephen Alonso, so that he knows that I have violated his copyright. And if he wants to, he can attempt to sue me.
And I can put the link in the description after the fact.
Craig Paul says, careful FTFE, Trump may invade Scotland next. Yeah. And before anyone starts going, oh, you're just defending a narco-terrorist. No, Murado, whatever his name is not a good man. He should not be in charge of the country. He's an evil scumbag that has ruined Venezuela and destabilized a lot of the world. However, no country has the right to invade another sovereign nation and kidnap their president regardless of the situation. Trump has violated international laws. And that's all I'm going to go. I'm not getting into the discussion, but do not think that I am defending the asshole. I didn't mean Trump then. He's an asshole, but I meant the other guy.
Yes.
Maduro, that's how you say his name, yeah. Clive Wells says, get a Greenland flag. Well, according to Trump, that is a Greenland flag, right?
Of course.
Right, let's get this PDF up. And before you guys actually watch it, though, watch this stream with the PDF of the Flat Earth University textbook, you should definitely have one of these available, because when you do this, inevitably, you need protection from the damage to your face. Wear your face palm. Kango 4457 for $5 New Zealand dollars says, Craig, you should do some streams with Whatcast. He's great. He's a criminally low subscription count. I would very much like to do some, with him. We are going to do some TikTok streams together, I believe.
Yeah, I've been in contact with him for it.
Yeah. Maybe we can see if he wants to join on Wednesday for my first one, if he's not busy.
Yeah, as long as it's not at like 1 a.m. your time.
I'll do it a little bit earlier, like 10 p.m. or something.
Okay.
All right, everyone's saying that they've downloaded the PDF. Fine, now please go and post it whilst tagging Stephen Alonso with lots of laughing emojis.
It certainly is a thing that exists.
Yeah. Now, I want to thank everybody for being here in the chat. It means the world that you are here to support the channel. You do me a massive favour whilst you're there, though. Smash that like button. I like it owes you money. Pardon me. Subscribe if you're not already. But more importantly, share the stream. YouTube algorithm enjoys seeing links go outside of YouTube. So if you want to support the channel, the best way to help me grow gain more followers, and then get more super chats and stuff, is to share the stream on all of your socials. Or if you just walk into your local convenience store, go up to the counter, and when they ask for money, just hand them the URL to this channel on a bit of paper, and then walk out. Guaranteed, they will come to the channel. You might be arrested for theft, but don't worry about that bit. Also, alongside the stream, you can obviously support me with super chats, memberships, gifting memberships. If you don't want to give YouTube any of your money, you could always donate directly to me at paypal.me/FTFE. Donations are not mandatory. They are massively appreciated, more than you would ever know, but they are never mandatory. I will never hold my content hostage for super chats. I just really appreciate it when you give them, and it does massively help the channels. If you are able to super chat or membership gift or become a member or even send a wee donation on PayPal, I would very much appreciate it, and I will send you a cookie. Trust me, you'll get a cookie, I promise. All right, how are we going, Rubiks? You got it on screen?
Yeah, I just don't know. I tried to share my screen, but
Oh, did I not give you permission to share the screen?
I don't think so.
Why does it not let me do that? Share settings. No. Participants. Allow all participants to... Why can't I give you the option to share? What is going on here? Why has you... It's like it's all changed. Chat, I'm going to start video. So you should be able to start a video. Or share.
Oh, I see now. I'm just dumb. Sometimes. There we go.
Tell you what, one sec. It's fucking warm because we've got the heating on because it's freezing outside, so I just need to get my hoodie off.
That should be on the screen.
No, you saw my bowling.
Not. So
here we have the Flat Earth Science Theoretical Frameworks and Limitations of Modern Cosmology. A comprehensive analysis by the Journal of Geocentric Cosmology by Dr. Stephen Alonso.
Are you ready?
Just one more super chat first. We've got the Nevermore Tavern for $5. Oh, feddled grunt bugly, thy micturations are to me, with big yawning, as plurdled gabble lot Chris on a lurgid bee. That was, of course, some Vogan poetry. Vogan poetry is the third worst poetry in the world. The worst poetry in the world belongs to a girl called Nancy, apparently. The universe, even.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, Rubiks, hit me with the dumb.
Welcome to the Flat Earth Science Theoretical Frameworks and Limitations of Modern Cosmology. This book is a comprehensive academic resource.
Sorry, I don't think he knows what that word means, but carry on.
Intended for senior level Flat Earth researchers who seek a deeper understanding of geocentric cosmology and the Flat Earth perspective. Unlike the quick, sensational content found on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, this book is designed to provide a rigorous, hands-on educational experience.
Okay, so he thinks that there can be education around Flat Earth, and he's right. There can be education around Flat Earth because you can educate Flat Earthers about how fucking dumb they are. The only way that Flat Earth can educate people is how to be wrong about physics and science and measurements and tying shoelaces and things like that. There is no academicness around Flat Earth. That was just a bunch of words that meant nothing in the context of learning stuff.
Yes. Flat Earth is absolutely driven by the scientific methodology.
Can you not do that when I'm taking a sip of tea? Fuck's sake.
The reason people think Flat Earth violates science is because it goes against the accepted dogmas of scientism, narratives and myths which have gone unchallenged for so long.
No, the reason that people think Flat Earth violates science is because it does. There is no science in Flat Earth. Science, and I'm going to be very clear about this, doesn't prove things, doesn't claim truth. Science is literally just testing the natural world through experimentation and observations. You make a
and update
prediction.
with new info.
Yeah. You make a prediction.
Sorry.
You test that prediction. That's science. That's it. Literally. There's nothing else. You don't need to make it more complicated than that. You make a prediction about something and then you fucking test it. If it turns out your prediction's wrong, you discard that hypothesis. Simple.
There's no brainwashing or irrational thinking in arriving at flat Earth. It's a matter of leaving behind the lies and myths of the state religion, just masquerading as non-ideological objective science. But I will be very clear. For most of us, it takes several years of study before fully grasping this field of science. Don't expect to master it all at once.
No. To master the field of flat Earth, it does take years to become that dumb. I agree. Look at Nathan Oakley. Nathan Oakley claims he is the flat Earth expert because he's been talking shit and lying to people for about 10 years about the flat Earth. The flat Earth expert translates literally to bona fide fucking idiot. You got Zumi in the chat, says, what are you drinking? I've got some nice hot Earl Grey. This is also some nice hot Earl Grey. However, I like a splash of milk. I know Picard would be turning in his grave. We have the Nevermore. We've got Heinz, 1392. God, you're old. Been a member for 39 months. Says, what the hell did I just run into here? I apologize in advance. Right, carry on.
Purpose and structure. Our primary goal is to equip you with foundational knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, physics, and logic, followed by advanced concepts that typically require university-level study.
Sorry.
Each chapter is crafted to reinforce your indoctrination and understanding
Yeah.
through detailed explanations, illustrative pictures, and practical examples. This approach ensures that regardless of your educational background, you can grasp the concepts, complete real-world exercises, and fundamentally transform your worldview.
Yeah, you can transform your worldview from understanding things and being a productive member of society to being actually retarded and useless. Like
Yes.
last time I debated Dr. Stephen Alonso. Sorry. Dr. Stephen Alonso. I asked him a very simple question. Could you please tell me any invention that has been made by a flat earther that's used today? And he went, I don't think there is any. And then I said, why do you think that is? And he said, well, I don't know. And I explained to him there's a very simple reason that there's no flat earth inventions. Because all flat earthers are fucking idiots. David Keegan says science can prove things. For example, you're drinking the wrong tea. It's Tetley all the way. I'm just going to time you out, actually. Okay, carry on, Rubiks.
How to use this book. This is meant as both a reference guide and a learning tool. During my 5 years of flat Earth research, I found myself having to spend a lot of time repeating and answering the same questions over and over again. This book is organized in such a way that it's easy for you to look up specific topics, screenshot the page, and provide a perfect answer. Well, there we go. We can screenshot the pages. It's fine.
Yeah, so, even though this is apparently copyrighted, it's not. He said it's copyrighted. You can't just copyright something by saying it's copyrighted. That's not how that works. It has to be registered and stuff. But he's also just said there you're allowed to screenshot the pages. So do it, guys. Do me a favor. Type 1 in the chat if you have downloaded the book. Book. And then make sure you please post it everywhere and say, here, laugh at this. And then tag Dr. Stephen Alonso. I'm just going to stop saying doctor and just call idiot Stephen Alonso. That's better. Yeah.
Yes, I took the bullet for the whole debunking community. Buy it once and share it widely.
I'm sure Rubiks has a PayPal. If anybody would like to reimburse Rubiks for buying this, Rubiks is about to post their PayPal in the chat.
Yes, 1 second.
Yeah. I see some people have bought the book, or downloaded the book, sorry. Some haven't, and I Am Raven didn't understand the question and typed a 7. Zumicide says, Dave is wrong. Yorkshire Gold is the best, followed up by Earl Grey, and Yerba Mate is third. Tetley isn't even on my chart. No, it's Earl Grey all the way. And the best Earl Grey that I have found is Lidl's own brand Earl Grey. I know it's crazy.
I have the box. You forgot it here.
Well, then you know it's amazing. It's just the best.
Yes, it is.
It's the nice, most subtle bergamot flavour. Oh, so good.
Yes.
Biggs4193 for £2 says, drink a tea other than Yorkshire, you're a Flerfer. But if you guys don't drink Earl Grey, you're just doing it wrong.
So I think it's this.
Yeah, Rubiks did have to pay out of their own pocket for this. So if anybody wants to reimburse them with a wee little donation to their PayPal, I would very much appreciate it.
I think that is it.
So there's Rubiks' PayPal in the chat. It wasn't massively expensive, but if you could just send them a little tip, because they bit a bullet for everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Yeah. Mike Gunry says that they've already posted it some Facebook groups. I would tag Alonso, but he's blocked me on all his accounts. Yeah, he has also blocked me on everything. I think he may also have blocked my email now because he's just not responding anymore.
It was not $150. It was $9.99.
Yeah. But if you want to send Rubiks $150, I'm sure that would be extremely appreciated.
Yes, it was $9.99, not $999. Going to be clear.
Of course, anything you do send Rubiks, I'm just going to take because they don't get money in the basement. They get what I give them, which is usually a bit of mouldy bread every few days. Did you finish your last lot of bread?
Yes.
Well, that's supposed to last you another 3 days. What are you doing?
It had some mold on it. I think it was penicillin, so that's going to be helpful.
Right, yeah.
I think.
I think it was mostly mold, but...
I've had worse.
All right, carry on.
So, learning how to think.
Not be a flat earther.
One of the core philosophies underpinning this book is the distinction between knowing and believing. True knowledge is rooted in understanding principles from the ground up. If you cannot comprehend a concept by its first principles, then you shouldn't merely believe it. This book encourages critical thinking and challenges you to scrutinize every piece of information, understanding both the strengths and weaknesses of the arguments presented.
Right, now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with questioning science. Nothing wrong with questioning the mainstream narrative. Nothing wrong with questioning space and the shape of the earth. There's nothing wrong with it. But ignoring the answers and being a dumb fuck doesn't help your case. So, yeah, absolutely. Question what you're told. Never just believe anything. But also don't ignore the fucking answers that you're given.
But how do you expect them to keep their belief?
Oh, with a mute button.
Yes. Why this book is different. This book delves deeply into theoretical frameworks and scientific principles, providing a level of detail and analysis that goes beyond surface level explanations. Each chapter includes exercises designed to reinforce indoctrination, learning, through practical application. These exercises are not just supplementary, but integral to grasping the material. From refreshing high school basics to introducing advanced university-level concepts, this book is a complete educational journey. We focus on teaching you how to critically think about cosmological models and scientific theories. The objective is not to indoctrinate, but educate, enabling you to form your own reasoned conclusions. The Earth isn't fucking flat. A journey of discovery.
It always blows my mind that flat earthers are like, you need to think critically. You need to think critically. Okay, I'll think critically. As long as you just actually start thinking at all. There's no thinking that goes on in that mind of yours at all. This is 173 pages. We're not going to get through it all today. I can tell you that.
No.
What I think I might do is what we don't get through today, I'll kind of cover the rest in shorts.
Yes.
Right.
So,
where are we? We're on a journey of discovery. No, we don't know
of
what.
discovery, yes.
Yes. There we
As
go.
you progress through this book, you will explore the mathematical underpinnings of our world. The can't speak. Astronomical. Say that word. I can't speak today.
Physical experience. We believe. Where are we? Journey as you progress, your natural underpinning the astronomical models. That's what you said.
Thank you. Dyslexia. Yay. Thank you. Models that shape our understanding of the cosmos. The physical laws governing forces and perspectives, and the logical frameworks that support scientific inquiry. You will learn to question, analyze, and understand the methods and conclusions of modern science critically.
Yeah, flat earthers aren't capable of questioning anything critically, thinking in general, so that's just not going to happen. We've got the turtle moves for £6.66. Hail Sagan says, I'm Craig, and I promise to pass all this money on to Rubiks. That's fine because I'm controlling all their finances right now, and by that I mean I give them about 5 pence a day to live on.
Yes. So
I did give them a
custom
Christmas
coding.
bonus of like, you know, a Yorkshire pudding, and you know there was a little
And a
bit.
shirt.
Yeah, well, that was mainly because I didn't want you to
For
die
your
of cold.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although you're gonna have to wash them yourselves. You don't have a washing machine down there, but you have to figure it out.
I can use the damp.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how you're gonna dry it, but you know.
Custom coded models. We believe that testing and validating our hypothesis is important. Our computer science department, just him, competes against the best developers in the world. We have built and created accurate flat Earth models to describe the observations we see on Earth. We can even predict the exact timing of eclipses. By the end of this book, you will have a solid foundation in the essential sciences and nuanced understanding of geocentric and flat Earth theories.
Okay, right. So he says that he can use flat Earth model to predict eclipses. Now, I'm just going to make that quickly a full screen set so you can see. The little model that he's using there on the side is what he calls the Flat Earth Firmament Tracker app, okay? Which is based on the globe. It's using an azimuthal equidistant projection map of the globe. It is using figures and numbers and predictions and patterns based on the barocentric model that we live in. It is based on the solar system, the movements within the solar system, just transposed onto a flat map, which he then says proves the Earth is flat and can do everything that the globe does. Only because it's based on the globe. Very much like Shame St. Pierre stealing Walter Bisland's model, which was just a projection of the globe.
Well, most maps you can buy are flat, so the Earth must be flat.
Oh, of course. Well, we know the Earth's flat because water's flat, right?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Is it? There we go.
Yes. So by the end of this book, you'll have a solid foundation in the essential sciences and a nuance. Did I already say that?
Oh yeah.
Understanding of geocentric and flat Earth theories. More importantly, you will have develop the skills to critically evaluate scientific claims and to think deeply about the world around you. Whether you're a seasoned flat earther or new to these concepts, this book aims to elevate your knowledge and transform your perspective. We invite you to embark on this intellectual journey with an open mind and a critical eye. Let us explore the realms of flat Earth science together. Yes.
Sorry.
Challenging conventional wisdom and uncovering new truths.
There's no wisdom in flat Earth. There is only brain damage and liars.
Yes.
Now, I'm convinced Stephen Alonso's not a flat earther. He's a grifter. He's a scammer. He's doing this to troll and try and make money in a weird, convoluted way. But I don't think anyone, maybe apart from Rubiks, has actually paid for this book.
He has his own copy too, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but he wrote it.
Fair.
Yeah. So, no. None of that's true. There is no flat earth science. There's no realm of flat earth science. There's nothing wrong with challenging conventional wisdom and uncovering new truths, as long as you understand the things that you're talking about. You are not capable of challenging conventional science if you don't understand it. A lot of science texts, even articles about science, they're not written for the common man. Papers published by scientists, they're not written for the common person to understand. You have to have knowledge of these subjects to understand the things that you're reading. That's why flat earthers get everything wrong, because they understand fuck all. They don't even know how to turn on their shower and brush their teeth. Just look at Nathan Oakley. Yep. Dr. Apocalypse has been a member for 5 months. That's nearly halfway around the sun. And says, flat earth science, isn't that an oxymoron? Yeah, and Stephen Alonso's a moron.
Yes. Yes, and again, excuse any of my fuck-ups with reading. I have slight dyslexia. So
that's okay, I'll just beat you later.
Fair enough. Both
you notice
sides.
How they don't even argue now, because they're just used to the beatings.
We discuss controversial topics such as gravity and inner space. Those are controversial, apparently.
There's nothing controversial about gravity. It's just there. I mean, gravity is as controversial as breathing. It's a part of the world we live in. We have gravity. It exists. Doesn't matter what you say. Nothing controversial about it at all. It's one of the... it is probably the most tested thing in science. Maybe outside of quantum stuff, right? It is literally the most verified part of science. It has the most experiments. It has the most evidence. It is used in industry and military operations every single day. You might not know this, guys, but submarines, modern military submarines at least, use a system called gravity gradient navigation, where they have a series of ridiculously accurate cold atom-based accelerators in an array around the submarine. This allows the submarine to detect variations in masses underneath the water, i.e., an underwater mountain, and not go into it, because submarines don't have windows. You can't open the door and check, and if you need to be silent, you can't use your sonar. So how do you not hit underwater mountains? There's two options. You don't go very deep, which then means you're detected, or you have another method that is able to accurately map the world around you while staying completely silent. That is a passive measuring method. That is what gravity gradient navigation is. What they do is they use the accelerometers, and it will show them where the nearest masses are, because it will detect the acceleration between the cold atom inside the accelerator and the mass, right? And then because of the array can all point in one direction, it can tell you. And what they then do is they compare the results they get to known gravitational maps created by satellites in space. Ask PhD Tony. They compare these two and go, oh, we must be here. That means there's an underwater mountain there. We need to turn starboard. Simple.
Yes. We show you photos from amateur photographers and discuss their opinions. Amateur opinions don't fucking matter.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with amateur opinions. Amateur people are allowed their opinions, as long as they understand their opinions don't hold as much weight as those that actually understand and are professional at the...
That's what I mean.
But then when you look at someone like Astronomy Live, who is an amateur astronomer, however, they're probably also one of the most recognized astronomers on the planet, literally detecting comets that NASA couldn't.
Fair. You know what I meant by that.
Yeah,
obviously. Ultimately, we don't want to tell you how to think. We teach you how to think, okay? We don't tell you how to think. We teach you how to think.
Electron Element says, do the submarine gravitometers detect the movement of the crew in the sub? No, not really. The sub as itself kind of appears as one mass. It's kind of, the base of the the measurement. It knows that there's that constant force there of the sub, and it will compare that to the outside forces being created by other masses. The people moving around in the sub itself will change the distribution of mass in the sub by such a little amount that it, even though they're extremely accurate, they would need to be 1 billion times more accurate to detect those movements.
So setting the standard. As senior flat Earth researchers, it is up to us to set the standard that others must follow. This is about your character, the impression that other people have when encountering you. You cannot be a liar, you cannot be disrespectful, and you cannot make personal attacks. The difference between us and the Globers is very clear.
Yeah, you're retards.
Yeah, and we have evidence.
Yeah.
A Glober is not someone who believes in the globe. A Glober is someone who identifies as a globe believer and makes it their entire personality to attack flat earthers.
Yeah, no one's a globe believer. We don't need to have belief in the globe because the evidence is there. Belief kind of comes secondary after all the evidence. Like, I believe that Rubiks is going to live because I give them enough nourishment to just about survive. Now, that belief is based on, testing this theory because they haven't died yet, obviously. But it's not like it's just a belief. There's evidence to back it up. The fact that they haven't yet died and the little amounts of nourishment and moisture that I'm allowing them to have is clearly keeping them alive. You are alive, aren't you?
Last I checked.
Yeah, good. So, yes, there is beliefs, right? But beliefs are kind of a secondary thing. That's how I see it anyway. Beliefs come after, all the evidence is there in science. It's not like belief in a god, which is literally something that exists without evidence. Belief can be defined as, accepting something without evidence. But when you talk about, I believe that the Earth's a globe, that's because all the evidence suggests it. It's slightly different to like thinking about belief in a god.
Yes, so these people often have a high IQ. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah.
And know the Earth is flat. But they have other... Yes. But they have but I have other reasons, such as monetized channels, that keep them stuck promoting the globe conspiracy theory.
Now, to describe the globe as a conspiracy theory, which he's spelt conspiry?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's not how you spell conspiracy, is it?
No.
So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to go through this and find all the typos.
There are a few.
Yeah, so I'm just going to reread that bit that Rubiks read there. These people often have high IQ and know the Earth is flat, but they have other reasons, such as monetized channels, that keep them stuck promoting the globe conspiracy theory. Good job!
Yes.
On your flat Earth textbook for your university.
Yes. This is why they get angry. This is why they try to bring us down to their own level. This is why we have Unit 6 Psychology, which will prepare you for dealing with Cluster B manipulation tactics, and also help understand what would be required for someone to choose to behave this way.
All right, so he's saying that we get angry, is he? That it's us that gets angry.
You've got to put some swaz on it.
1 second. Well, that's not the right channel. Okay, so
need any convoluted.
Oh, well, how do I actually find that? Right, 1 sec. I want to show you what flat earthers angry means. All right, so if we go on my TikTok, which you should definitely check, here's a flat earther.
Ooh, let's believe that, shall we? You come in and offer us some proofs of your blue pear-shaped testicle flying about the infinite vacuum of space with gas and air and water all clunky at me. You f***ing lunatic. You believe that? Well, not only is the ocean nature-defyingly bent, but at certain times the water pulls out even further. Ooh, so you've even merely a steep curve. I mean, get to that. You believe there's a ball of rock flying in the vacuum of space with a gaseous environment and liquid all clung to it? That's how up your beliefs are, right? Nothing in the reality would ever show you that that is in any way, shape or form possible, right? So we're not the idiots. You're the idiot.
Dell, bless him. Anyway, yeah, so, I mean, I don't know about you, but Dell seems like an angry little man to me.
Yeah. So we set the standard. Do not let them bring us down to their own level. That is a quote by Stephen Alonso.
I would love to, see the Flat Earth standard set out in front of me. I'd probably need a magnifying glass or something. Now, people sometimes have a go at, well, quite a lot of time have a go at me. You're so angry, you shout at the Flat Earthers. But watch any of my streams and see why I do that. I will try at the beginning and talk to them like a human. But it takes sometimes less than 10 minutes for me to blow a gasket because they're horrific, vile, stupid people.
And talk over you.
Yeah.
So table of contents. So they have about the author, a fair use statement, most important aspect, reproducibility statement. So unit 1 is foundations of cosmology.
Let's just go straight to there then. Yeah, let's just go straight to the foundations of cosmology.
We don't want to hear what he says about himself.
Oh yeah, actually, have you got that email handy?
Yes, 1 second. I did.
If you just post it to me on Discord, I'll quickly pop it up.
Yes. I think I will have to download it.
Because that very first sentence there, we need to talk about. Nick Wall, who's been a member for 3 months, that's a quarter way around the sun, says, a brief glimpse at an older Craig clone. Clone?
Don't worry about it.
What do they mean, clone?
Yes.
That's weird. Random dude on the internet says, people say Craig is the best science daddy, but I see him as the fun science uncle.
Just trying to find. It's just going to go in the group chat with you and
no worries.
Tune. I can't be asked to.
Yeah, no, that's
scroll
absolutely
up or down.
Oh my God.
Okay, they are uploading now.
All right, well, it's uploading. You just read the first paragraph there, and then we go over it.
Yes. Stephen Alonso has a background in computer science, working professionally in enterprise software development. Despite his early success, Stephen chose a life of retirement in Central America, living on a picturesque farm. He has found a new equilibrium, still engaged in rigorous academic research, while also taking the time to slaughter his own chickens and pick oregano from his garden. The blend of
let's just stop there for 1 second. So, Stephen Alonso has a background in computer science. Stephen Alonso claims to have a computer science degree from York. Well, let's just have a look at something quickly, shall we? So someone actually checked on that, right? They contacted York because Stephen even told people the name of his dissertation, whatever he wrote for his degree. Apparently he claims to have a PhD in computer science. So they emailed York University and they said, please, can you provide a copy of the PhD thesis completed at your institution? I can't seem to find it in your public repository. Title, this is what Stephen Alonso claims that he did a PhD on, a thesis on to get his PhD in computer science. Title, Human Emotions in Large Language Models, Silicon versus Carbon. Author Stephen Alonso, year, unknown. Can you confirm if there is one and if it is completed and published? Kindest of regards, Mark Rhodes. This is the response from York. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that we have a dissertation by that title or by that author in York University's libraries collection. There are also no results, as you noted, in the university's digital repository, and there's no record of a dissertation or author in Thesis Canada's online catalogue. I suggest reaching out to the dissertation-specific academic department to see if they have more details. So basically, Stephen lied. Again, Stephen does not have a doctorate in computer science.
Computer science.
Yeah. Stephen Alonso is apparently 32. Right? At the age of 32, he has managed to obtain 2 PhDs. Hey Google, what's the average time that it takes for someone to complete a PhD?
Completion time typically ranges from 3 to 7 years, though the specific average depends heavily on the country and field of study. Average time by location. Region. Average duration. Key difference. United States, 5.7 to 7 years.
Right, so to get his PhD, and this is just the PhD after the bachelor's and the master's, which would have taken like 5-6 years anyway, then he would have needed another, this says in the United States, 6 to 7 years to do his PhD. So let's say 6 years to do his bachelor's and then his master's, then another 6 years to do his PhD. That's 12 years of study to get a PhD. He claims to have 2 PhDs, one in computer science and one in flat earth shit. That would have meant that he has done 24 years of academic study at the age of 32. I call bullshit.
His degrees are just as valid as my 4 honorary PhDs from Abide University that you fill out a form and they give you a PhD.
Yep. So, yeah, don't believe anything that Stephen Alonso says, and make sure you share this in all Flat Earth groups. Okay, that's enough about the author. I'm going to go over that more in a short, but let's get to some of the stupid stuff that he's actually trying to teach people.
Should we go over the most important aspect?
No. Let's just get to the meat of the because I want to do this for like another hour because I know you've got your your thing with Toon, so I want to actually get through some of the meat of it. Once again, everyone, thank you very much for being here. It really does mean the absolute world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you in the chat and being here and sharing and liking. It is really helpful if you can super chat and help support the channel. I really, really do appreciate it. I mean, I'm not asking for like a massive amount. If you could just maybe donate $1 or $2 or pounds, it massively helps the channel. Because also getting things like super chats and stuff, the algorithm sees that as all people like this channel and it pushes it and stuff. So it's not literally just giving me money, it's helping the channel in the YouTube algorithm as well. So if you do donate, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and you get a cookie. Dr. Apocalypse for £5 says the only experiments where Flerfs can reproduce the same result each time are the ones where they debunk themselves with said results. Yeah, exactly. Oh, here's a laser getting it straight. Oh, ignore the fact that it's curving because of refraction. Martin Pendry's been a member for 11 months. Dude, that's almost once around the sun. Says he got them off of Dr. Kent Hobart.
Yes. So
Random dude on the internet says, where's Rubiks, Craig? Well, they're below me there and literally below me here in the hole under my house. Sorry, basement.
Yes. So Unit 1, Foundations of Cosmology. So I'm going to have to zoom in on this because my vision sucks and it was too small. There we go.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Heliocentric cosmology. The heliocentric model, proposed by Nicolaus Copernicus in the 16th century, posits that the sun is at the center of the universe. No, it doesn't. None of the
heliocentric model proposed by Nicolaus Copernicus in the 16th century posits the sun in the center. Well, no. Well, that would be the geocentric model.
Yes.
No, the heliocentric model doesn't say that the sun is the center of the universe. It just says that we orbit the sun.
Yes.
I'm just going to quickly fact check that. Give me 1 second. The universe. Help if I typed correctly. No. No. Copernicus proposed a heliocentric model, but only put the sun at the center of the solar system, not the universe. So straight away, the very first thing in his flat Earth textbook for university is a lie. Please carry on.
Yes. This model was revolutionary, challenging the long-standing geocentric model that placed Earth at the center of the universe. For Copernicus, the Ptolemaic system, a geocentric model was widely accepted. It featured complex systems of epicycles to explain planetary motions.
Well, let me be clear. The geocentric cosmology didn't explain planetary motions. It just noted the patterns. That was it. Now, from Earth, because we are orbiting the sun at one speed whilst rotating, around our own axis, right? The motions of the other celestial bodies in the sky to us look pretty odd. They can do twirls. They can even go backwards compared to us. Because Mars, for instance, his orbit is further out than ours. So as at one point in its orbit, it'll like be here. And because Earth is closer, it orbits the sun faster. So to us, it will look like Mars is going backwards as we pass it. It's obviously not going backwards. It's still traveling the same way around the sun as us. But if you look at the world from the Earth, you can see patterns and use those patterns to make predictions. But what it never did was explain anything.
Yes. Yes, so then limitation of modern heliocentric globe cosmology. The heliocentric model violates Occam razor by requiring unrealistic assumptions. It should be Occam's razor.
Well, okay, so that's not what Occam's razor is, all right? Occam's razor basically says when you've got two competing things, the one with the least assumptions would more likely be the correct answer. And if we apply that to flat Earth is the one that has to have all of the assumptions. Now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with making assumptions in science. That's what you do. You make an assumption and then you test it, right? But the flat Earth has nothing but assumptions. There's no gravity. It's just buoyancy and density. It's an infinite plane, but we can't measure it. No one can go out and it's just literally assumptions and nothing else. There is nothing to back up anything in flat Earth. You just have to assume the Earth is flat. So if you want to apply Occam's razor, not Occam razor, as he says there, yes, it destroys the flat Earth in every way.
Yes. Apparent size of the sun and moon. The moon is 1/400th the size of the sun, but also 1/400th the distance from Earth. This remarkable ratio results in the sun and moon appearing to be the same size in the sky. This coincidence is often highlighted as an unlikely occurrence, prompting some to question the heliocentric model.
Right, so yeah, it's a coincidence that the sun is about 400 times the size and about 400 times as far away. It's a coincidence. But so what? Coincidences exist in reality. But it's a coincidence you can test. And you know how we tested it? We went to the fucking moon.
Did we though?
Absolutely, yes. I've proven that 100%. And in 33 days, we will go back to the moon. Not landing on it, but traveling around it. And here's the important part. They're going to go further into space away from Earth than any human has ever done. Because they're going around the moon in an extremely large arc. Going further out than they did when they went to the moon in the 60s, 70s. So this isn't landing back on the moon, it's testing the equipment, but it's also going further away from Earth than anyone has ever done before.
Yeah, so then it gives the math. So
those numbers look all about right. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Of course, those are big numbers which scare flat earthers.
Yes. This principle suggests that the simplest explanation with the fewest assumptions is often correct. Flat Earth theorists argue that it's simpler to accept the sun and moon are the same size and at similar distances, rather invoking a remarkable coincidence of scale and distance ratios.
So there is literally him making an assumption. He just made an assumption that the Earth is more likely to be small and local, without any evidence to back it up, ignoring all of the evidence that suggests that they're quite far away and really quite big, like eclipses and the movements in the sky and the predictions that we can make and the measurements that we do all of the time. In 1967, I believe, was the first time they literally used radar to bounce electromagnetic waves off of the sun and back. That doesn't require assumptions because we know that radar travels the speed of light. So if you send a signal to the sun and it takes 16 minutes to come back, what does that suggest to you? That something's
8 minutes.
8 light minutes away.
Yeah. Yes. The moon's tidal-locked orbit. The heliocentric model claims the moon is a sphere to justify us seeing only one side, a flat disk.
Yeah, no. The moon is a sphere to justify us seeing only one side. No, the tidal lock-in is why we only see one side. But, I mean, the libration of the moon alone, when it kind of wobbles in the sky and you see slightly more of it one side and then slightly more of the other side, and the shadows on the craters show that it's really not flat.
Yes.
But anyway.
So they need to, I think he's saying the moon is a flat disk.
Yeah.
So they need to invent a reason for this. Tidal locking is the name for the type of orbit where the 3D sphere has one side always facing us.
He gives no explanation for it, of course. It's literally to do with, so as the moon orbits the Earth, right? The bit of the moon that's closest to the Earth is pulled slightly stronger. And it slightly deforms the moon and Earth because the moon is also pulling Earth, right? That means that now there's a slight, unbalance in the moon. And that bit that's closer then gets tugged on a little harder, which then causes another bit of the moon to be closer, which then tugs that a little harder. And then that bit tugs a little harder, then that bit tugs a little harder, until those tugging of the different bits balance out, and it forces the moon to stay facing us because of the bulges and the deformations of the gravity make. And it's not just, in fact, like I think it's 85% of all moons in the solar system exhibit some kind of tidal locking.
Yes. So, circular and elliptical orbits. One of the remarkable aspects of a heliocentric model is the nearly circular nature of most planetary orbits. While Johannes Kepler's laws of planetary motion describe these orbits as ellipses, many of these ellipses are nearly circular in shape. This near circularity is often cited as a fortunate coincidence that contributes to the stability and predictability of the solar system.
No, it's not a coincidence. It's a necessity of how the solar system was formed, right? People are like, oh, well, why is it all spread out in a plane? And like, it's very simple. As the entire solar system formed, it was also spinning, right? And just like if you are an ice skater and you spin and you pull your arms in, you start to spin faster and faster and you're more contained. As like the masses kind of pulled in and the spinning got faster, all the orbits happened because they were all spinning. And then the masses that were orbiting kind of, coalesced because bits pulled each other until it reached the potato limit base and started forming spheres, because that is hydrostatic equilibrium at a certain size will naturally form a sphere with all forces. So it's not a coincidence. It's a consequence of how the solar system was formed. Rosie for $5 says, I'm Craig. I graduated Flat Earth University with 15 degrees per hour. Nick Wall for £5 says, hi, I'm Craig. And Twilight is the best sci-fi setting of all time. Live long and may the force be with... I know where you live. I know where you live. Okay? David, who's been a member for 24 months, that guy says twice around the fucking sun, says, what happened to Witsit? Took the six-figure job? I'm going to tell you what happened to Witsit. Right? I'm just going to go full screen a second, Rubiks. I'm not ignoring you. Maybe you want to drink some of the damp for a minute if you're thirsty. Just give me a sec, okay? So, Witsit physically assaulted his wife, and she left him and took the kids. Right? The place that he was living in with his wife, he couldn't afford the rent, and neither could his wife because they didn't work. And basically his mummy dearest was paying the rent. Now, once his mummy dearest found out what he did to his wife, she put her foot down. I'm not paying your rent anymore. You need to move out of there, and you can come and live with me. But you're not allowed to talk about Flat Earth, not allowed to live stream, not allowed to do all the nonsense that you've been doing that has ruined your life. He is basically under his mummy's thumb right now, and if he doesn't do as he's told by his mummy, he's getting kicked out of his mummy's house. How brilliant is that? Docs and Greenlight for $5 says, imagine the presumption that Flerfs have the attention span long enough to read anything longer than a meme. Well, we all know what happens when Flat Earthers try to read long books, don't we, Rubiks?
Sure.
They pass out, just like Dick Wayne told us.
Yes. Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yes, when Flat Earthers read, they pass out because it's too hard on their brain.
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
According to Kepler's first law, planets orbit the sun in elliptical paths with the sun at one focus. Despite being ellipses, the orbits of many planets, including Earth, have low eccentricity, making them appear almost circular.
But they're not circular. The Earth's orbit is elliptical. There is a time when we are further away from the sun and a time when we are closer to the sun. I think it ranges from like 92 to like 101 million miles or something. You know, it's not that big overall, but it's you know a difference, right? This explains things like the analemma of the sun, because the Earth's orbit is not perfectly circular, which means that at different points in the year, the perspective of the sun will make it appear in different places of the sky, and as we are doing an elliptical orbit whilst rotating, that pattern takes on a figure 8, which is what we expect. That is a literal consequence of the fact that the Earth has an elliptical orbit.
So, none of your business. I can probably find it and make a short of it, of Dick Wayne saying he passes out. I don't remember what stream it was from.
Oh, it was during my last members stream.
Was it the one that it was taken down?
Yeah, but you did clips of the Dick Waynes and post them individually.
Many of them, but one of them I couldn't because it was taken down for
I'm
copyright.
pretty sure the one that you did post had him saying that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be on the channel already.
Yeah.
So the nearly circular nature of these orbits help maintain the stability of the solar system, ensuring the planets follow consistent and predictable paths around the sun. Is he saying that space is real, by the way?
I think he's just framing this in, this is what the heliocentric model says. Number one, no, it's not. Nothing he said so far is correct. The nearly circular nature of these orbits helps maintain the stability of the solar system. No, it doesn't. Those nearly circular orbits are just a consequence of gravity and how the solar system was formed. It doesn't help maintain the stability of the solar system. Gravity's doing that. Gravity is just maintaining those orbits. Gravity is maintaining the stability of the solar system. The circular nature of the orbits aren't maintaining anything, apart from like seasons on Earth and stuff, but they are just a consequence of the thing that is maintaining the stability.
I'm just saying, check this search on the channel from a couple months back. You'll probably find it. I don't remember which one it is, but it's somewhere.
We'll try and get a short up of it. We'll try and find it and do a short.
If it's it might already be one. I think it's already one.
Right.
But just don't know which one it is. From an observational standpoint, the paths are traced by celestial bodies in the heliocentric model appear very similar to those described in the flat Earth model, where celestial bodies move in circular paths around a central point on a dome firmament.
Okay, cool. Right, let's accept that premise for a second. There is a big difference between what he's saying about flat Earth cosmology versus, reality. Ours has an explanation. Ours has a mechanism for the things that we see. Yes, there's patterns that we can make predictions on, right? But we can explain why those things happen. We have actual physical, explainable, testable mechanisms that give the reasons why the things happen. Flat Earth just has, oh, look, a thing. Therefore, that's it.
Yes. Yes. The near circular orbits are seen as a form of fine-tuning within the heliocentric model. The precise balance of gravitational forces and orbital mechanics results in a stable, predictable orbits that have allowed life to flourish on Earth.
The near circular orbits are often seen as a form of fine-tuning within the heliocentric model. Fine-tuning? That phrase doesn't belong there.
Yes. I think he's creationist appealing to that.
Yeah. The precise balance of gravitational forces and orbital mechanics results in stable, predictable orbits that have allowed life. I mean, that part is correct, right? We wouldn't have life on Earth if it wasn't for our orbit and our position in the solar system. We're just the right distance away from the sun, not too far away, that the radiation that hits us doesn't cook us, but keeps us warm enough. And, that's right. Our orbit has allowed life to flourish. Our proximity to our yellow star has allowed life to flourish. The fact that we're not too far away from our star has allowed life to flourish. That is the first thing that he said is correct, but the premise is wrong.
Yes. So this apparent fine-tuning adds a layer of complexity to the heliocentric model, as it suggests that the solar system's stability depends on a delicate balance of forces and distances.
Yes, the apparent fine-tuning, it's not fine-tuning, it's, all right, gravity over time has fine-tuned the solar system. Let's put it that way, all right? Gravity over time has made the orbits more stable, has created tidal locking, has made spheres, has made orbits, has made the solar system. Gravity is the thing that has done the fine-tuning. It's not us, it's not the heliocentric model, it's a mechanism that has done the fine-tuning over billions and billions of years. Oh, we got Nick Wall for £2 says, for Rubiks water allowance, hashtag free Rubiks. £2? Rubiks, you get a whole new bottle for the next month.
Nice.
I might even buy you a fresh one. You know what?
Really?
Yeah, as a treat, in February, I'm going to buy you a whole bottle of water.
Sounds good.
You can't say I don't look after them, right?
Yes, so sunsets on a plane versus curved surfaces. One of the reasons we know the Earth must be flat is due to sunsets. We can model...
Wait, sorry, just one second there. If the Earth was flat, the sun couldn't set. It wouldn't be able to. We'd be able to see it everywhere. You fucking moron. Sorry, I apologise. Carry on.
So, half the globe is just water. You can verify yourself using Google Earth or any 3D mapping platform.
Half the world is not water. The surface is covered in about 70%. Literally everything in that is wrong. It's not half the globe is water. Most of the globe is rock. Melted and iron and metal. Right? On the surface, there's an extremely thin layer of water that covers about 70% of the surface. Nowhere in there is there half. That entire sentence, paragraph, bit there is fucking incorrect.
Yes. So, an dilemma.
Which I've already explained.
It's true. Yes, it's true that there's a one-to-one relationship between the sun's declination and the latitude of the solar zenith. Why? I believe these coincidences, there's belief, he said it doesn't teach you what to believe, show us the globe must have been created by wrapping the real-life flat Earth model around a ball.
Well, that would require there to be a flat Earth model, right? If he is referring to the azimuthal equidistant projection map, that's not a model. That's not something that you can use to make predictions about the globe and test them in a way. That it's just a projection of the globe. If that was the flat Earth, then the distances between the countries would be what that map says. But I don't know about you, but I don't think that South America is about 20,000 miles away from South Africa. It would be on the flat Earth, of course. It would have to be. If the Earth was the azimuthal equidistant projection map, then the distance between South America and South Africa would be about 20,000 miles.
And what's the diameter of the globe?
The diameter is about 8,000 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that in miles?
About less, yeah, 6,000-ish.
Yeah. So, quite a bit of a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Eventually, all these coincidences, anomalies, chances, and assumptions are required to make the globe heliocentric model work. End up violating Occam's razor. He got it right that time.
Yeah.
And even our own intuition.
Except not, because we can test the assumptions and they're no longer just assumptions. Every single assumption we made about the globe, and let me be clear, we make assumptions about the globe. Because you start doing science with an assumption. It's vital. It's the most important part. You make an assumption, but you test that assumption, right? And after you've tested it and you've failed to disprove the hypothesis around that assumption, it's no longer just an assumption.
So for most of us, we know deep down inside the Earth is the center of the universe.
No.
No. We are born innately with this knowledge in our collective subconscious. But it isn't until an adult tells us otherwise we start changing to this new religion of heliocentrism.
Wow, that paragraph hurt my brain in more than one way. So he thinks that we're born with the knowledge automatically, as a little baby, that the Earth is flat. No, as a baby, the only thing you care about is putting your mummy's tit in your mouth. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing you care about as a baby.
Yep. Yes, so flat Earth heliocentric cosmology. This is a straw man logical fallacy used to misrepresent the real life flat Earth model by making it look ridiculous. No one believes in this. We are all geocentrists.
Okay, so I'm just going to play a little sound clip from my intro. Just give me 1 second. Where is it? So just listen here.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
So that, we're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun. That was a flat earther that said that. At the 2017 Flat Earth International Conference, run by Robbie, what was his name? Robbie what? Robbie Davison. Yeah. Like, that was a flat earther that was being interviewed for like some media that were there. Literally saying that they think the Earth is a disk in space with a tiny sun. So, although not all flat earthers think that, and that's one of the problems, no flat earther kind of agrees on what the Earth is, some literally do think that the Earth is a disk in space. For instance, Ali B, who I've actually convinced not to be a flat earther anymore, which is amazing. Still doesn't believe in the moon landing. No, actually, Ali B does believe in the moon landings, even if the Earth is flat, which was crazy. But Ali B literally thought the Earth was a disk floating in space, and he no longer does because of me.
Good. This is also an association fallacy that can lead people to wonder why Earth is the only flat planet. To address this, you can explain why your light bulb is round, but your floor isn't.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm very confused by that.
This is an association fallacy. No. You're not... No. That can lead people to wonder why Earth is the only flat planet. To address this, you can explain why your light bulb is round, but your floor isn't. Alright, I literally don't follow the logic there. Hey, I got it wrong. The Earth's about 8,000 miles in diameter, not kilometers, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. You're wrong about something?
I know, and I admitted it. Crazy, right? Yeah, no, that entire... Right, hold on. I'm going to try and get chat to translate that. What's up, Lucy?
Thanks, I'm
streaming live right now. I'm going over a Flat Earth textbook, and there's a paragraph here I was hoping you could Flerf translate for me, because I'm struggling to speak Flerf here. The paragraph is, he's talking about how some people think the Earth is flat, but all the other planets are round, and he says this is an association fallacy that can lead people to wonder why the Earth is the only flat planet. To address this, you can explain why your light bulb is round, but the floor isn't. What the fuck is he on about?
Hey there. Absolutely. Let's dive into that Flerf translation for you. So basically what he's doing is throwing out what we'd call a comparison that doesn't really make sense. He's saying that just because all the other planets are round doesn't mean the Earth has to be round. And to him, it's like saying, hey, a light bulb is round, but your floor is flat. So why can't Earth be the odd one out? In other words, he's mixing up things that aren't really comparable and acting like it's a meaningful argument. That's the Flerf logic for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Lucy. Lucy was very helpful there. Yeah, so basically what he said there was, I'm a moron. Derp, 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 derp. I might be retarded. Right?
Yeah.
And Mr. E-Man, who is a fucking awesome person, has gifted 5 memberships. So who do we have? We've got Didgeridoo, Anna and Handel, Something, Russell Flag 8519, and Tay Redgrave all became a member thanks to Mr. E-Man. So if you guys want to send Mr. E-Man a cookie, that's your responsibility. Thanks, dude.
Yes. Shall we continue?
We shall. We've got about half an hour left before Rubiks needs to leave to do something very important we're not allowed to tell you right now.
Like an hour. But
yeah.
Yes. Geocentric cosmology is the idea the Earth is the center of the universe. This alone allows us to strawman the THIE model.
Jesus Christ.
By pretending that geocentric cosmology is only for spherical Earth. And this is wrong. Geocentric cosmology has 2 primary models, flat and spherical.
No, it doesn't. There is no geocentrist that thinks the Earth is flat. Geocentrists believe the Earth is at the center of the universe, but it's a globe. They don't dispute that. There is not a single geocentrist in the world that would agree with what Stephen is saying here. I debated another fake doctor, Dr. Robert Sungenis, who gave himself a degree from a fake university also. And he is the world's leading geocentrist. I embarrassed him so much he never wanted to come back to modern day debates or debate again.
Yes. The geocentric sphere model places Earth at the center of the universe, with celestial bodies orbiting around it in complex patterns. This model was dominant in ancient and medieval astronomy, notably refined by Claudius Ptolemy in the 2nd century AD.
He's right. What we accepted the Earth was a globe for a long time, but the commonly held belief and accepted reality was that the globe was also the center of everything, and everything moved around the globe. A lot of that is, I guess, ego back in the day, where they wanted to be the center of the universe and, you know, be a special position. God could have still created it that way, etc., etc. But it's just false and is disproven by simply going to space and looking around. We have Rosie for $2. Stephen Alonso is the Almondo Calvo of Flat Earth. I don't know who that is. Do you know who Armando Calvo is?
I do not.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yes. So, the geocentric flat model posits that Earth is a flat plane with the celestial bodies moving in a dome-like structure above it. This model is distinct from both the heliocentric and spherical geocentric models, and has seen a modern resurgence in certain communities.
The communities of people that ate lead paint chips as children. The thing about the internet is it's made the world smaller, not in necessarily a good way. What it's allowed to do is each of the villages that had their own idiots, right? They're now their own village. The internet has just created villages of idiots.
Yes. However, many ancient cultures, such as the Norse and early Mesopotamians, envision Earth as flat, covered by a dome or firmament. And just because people believe something once doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah, here's the thing. People in the past didn't know anything. They didn't have measurements. They couldn't go to space. They didn't have the modern tools and detections that we do to show that the Earth is definitely moving and is round. So they just, also, they didn't travel the entire world. The ancient people's existence was in the area they grew up in. You know, like the Mesopotamians didn't leave Mesopotamia. So that was their world to them, and that's pretty much flat.
Yes. Okay, let's see. I would also say that most of us who believing in this model, so that's another typo. We need a typo count.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in one of my shorts.
Yes. Would use the infinite plane. The floating disk in space model does not work for flat geocentric cosmology, as you will learn in the foundations of physics. The sun has an oscillating orbit. We can see that in May, June, and July, the sun is closest to the North Pole. Then in November, December, it is closest to the South Pole, Antarctica. These boundaries and limits are known as the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This does not mean the sun and moon change velocity as they go from one orbit radius to another.
Sorry, this does mean that the sun and moon change velocity as they go from one orbit radius to another. Right, so he's saying that the sun and moon literally change velocity, okay? That they would have to. If, the sun at one part of the year was closer, one part of the year was further, to move the same speed in the sky to everyone, it would have to be moving faster when it was further away. Which makes sense until you start asking for a mechanism of how the fuck the sun is accelerating and then decelerating. Where are those forces coming from and why is it happening? There is no explanation, there is no mechanism.
Yes. Orbits. It appears that celestial objects rotate around the dome firmament above us in elliptical orbits of varying radius. Shouldn't it be radii?
Yes, it should.
This matches well with the heliocentric model too. From an observer's point, it is very difficult to tell whether the planets are rotating around the firmament or rotating around a spherical Earth. Regardless, we know that the Earth is the center of the entire universe, and every revolves around us.
Well, he's just made an assumption, so we can use Occam's razor there. So it's very difficult to tell whether the planets are rotating around the firmament or rotating around a spherical Earth. No, it's really easy to tell that the planets are not rotating around the firmament, which doesn't even make sense, because we know there's no such thing as the firmament. How do we know? Well, we've been to space and we didn't pass through a dome of any kind. Also, I can point a radar up and it doesn't detect it.
Yes. And there's another typo there. So, and every revolves around us. So,
yeah.
Bunch of pictures. I don't know if you, mathematical analyses. I don't know if you want me to go over those.
No, I think I'd have to do a bit more of a deep dive into why that's bullshit.
Okay. Lots of pictures.
Well, yeah, because he likes memes.
Yes.
The turtle moves for £2 says that this Flerf has been eating lead-based crayons. Yeah, he says the purple ones are his favourite.
Yes. The analemma is a testament to the accuracy of the flat Earth model. At the same time, every day, over a period of a year, the sun will make this shape. I think it's
Yeah. So again, there is no explanation or mechanism as to why the sun does that on the flat Earth, apart from it moves in and out. But why? Right? The globe, the heliocentric model, which isn't even what we call it, has a perfect explanation, and in fact predicts that to happen if the Earth is a globe, rotating around its own axis and orbiting the sun in an elliptical fashion. That is the only result that you could get for the position of the sun throughout the year, the analemma. It's because the Earth is a globe.
We can plot this on the flat Earth model or any astronomical model to verify the accuracy of it.
There's no flat Earth model, so no, you can't.
Yes.
All right, so go back up to that flat Earth model a sec. I've just got one thing to say, really. Fucking Australia. Just no. That's not what Australia looks like.
Yes. The firmament is a reason it will never be possible to go to space, and why we can know by default the photos and videos produced by space agencies such as NASA or ESA have to be faked. But
well, let's look at the assumption in that paragraph. The assumption is there's a firmament.
Yes.
He is literally going against the things that he said previously about Occam's razor.
You should blame me for this, Rachbot. It seems very likely that celestial objects are in the firmament itself, not above it or below it. It's not Kari's book, it's Stephen Alonso's.
Yeah. So,
University.
Again, prove the firmament exists. Like, just give some evidence of it, because it doesn't.
And it says something about, like here it talks about radio signals. Proposition is often made that radio signals bounced off the moon can be used as proof the moon is very far away. Yes, signals are bouncing, but proof must be verified. And this proposition are many potential, and in this proposition are many potential variables. The possibility for unknown factors as well. True scientific testing would require observation and verification that the signals are, one, indeed even reaching the intended bounce target. Two, environmental factors in that unique environment are accounted for. Three, time to target accuracy confirmed. And then four, calibrate this data with the bounce information. These proper research steps are not resolved. But NASA says the credibility of that witness is sketchy at best. They address later in this report. Due to the fact that this proposition rests solely on unproven assumptions, it would be prudent to suspend judgment on this proposition until further research can show a more conclusive determination.
Well, we did the further research. We went to the moon.
Yes.
How many times did we go there?
There were 17 Apollo missions, and 12 people have landed on the moon. I know that.
Yeah. So all of the things there he says about the fact that we can bounce a signal, and it takes like the amount of time we expect it to for how far away the moon is evidence of our claim. Plus, he's on about the unique conditions. You mean there not being an atmosphere and there actually being less stuff to interfere with the signal? Yeah, those are definitely taken into account.
Yes. But because it proves it is evidence against his claims, it's obviously fake.
Yeah.
Ionospheric propagation, bouncing waves off the firmament, seems to be the mainstream science's way of acknowledging this. I didn't think mainstream. Yeah.
Ionospheric projection, bouncing waves off the firmament. No, it's bouncing waves off of the areas of the atmosphere that contain electromagnetic properties that reflect other electromagnetic properties. Again, we would be able to see the firmament. We'd be able to point radar at it. The fact that some signals go through the ionosphere disprove what he's saying.
Okay, let's continue. Saros cycles. The Saros cycle is indeed a well-established method for predicting eclipses, and it's based on the periodicity and occurrence of solar and lunar eclipses, occurring every 18 years, 11 days, and 8 hours. This cycle works because of the Earth, Moon, and Sun return to nearly the same relative positions in their orbits.
Well, the Sun doesn't really orbit us. It orbits the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy called Sagittarius A. And everything else is based on the fact that we're orbiting the Sun in a predictable way that doesn't really change. And again, we checked. We actually checked because we went to space and looked.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but solar eclipses aren't every 18 years.
No. Wait, is that what you're saying?
Yes! Solar and lunar eclipses occur every 18 years, 11 days, and 8 hours.
No, they don't. What? So he's saying that every 18 years, 11 days, and 8 hours, there is always a solar and lunar eclipse. Well, no.
Last I checked, lunar eclipses were twice a year, and solar eclipses are every few years, depending.
Wow, that's not even wrong. That's moronic.
I mean, I just saw a solar eclipse 2 years ago. Now, it's streamed on the channel.
Yeah.
And I think there's another one this year in New Zealand. You can see.
Hey, GCat the Crastronaut is back in the chat. I've not seen him for a while. How you doing, my friend?
So, however, the Saros cycle only tells you when eclipses will occur, not their exact locations, like the path of totality for a solar eclipse, or times. But he just said it was exactly that often. Anyway, it doesn't inherently depend on the model, flat Earth or globe, but on the periodic alignment of the Earth, Sun, and Moon. The firmament trackers and flat Earth model posits that both the Sun and Moon move in concentric circular paths above the Earth's surface. The key to determining the eclipse timing within this model lies in understanding the unique dynamics of these celestial bodies as they traverse their paths. The sun and moon, being local, relatively small objects in this model, must be tracked for the positions at specific times to determine when they will intersect or oppose one another, leading to solar and lunar eclipses.
The dumb burns as the sun and moon move in concentric circular paths with the Earth's surface. The key to determining eclipse timing within this model lies in understanding the unique dynamics of these celestial bodies, which is not explained. He has not mentioned the dynamics. Willie 4080 Abel for $10 says, in response to you displaying Old Glory inverted, I will be displaying Scotland's flag upside down too. Oh, wait, yeah. Ours is the blue cross. Display it any way you want. And here's the thing, right? I don't give a fuck what you do with a flag. As a military veteran, I respect your right to do what you want with a flag. I didn't go and join the military and put my life on the line to defend a flag. I did it to make my country safe. I did it to pay back society. I did it because I was proud of the country I'm in and I wanted to do what I could to help defend that. Nothing about that was about defending a flag. And anyone who ever says that veterans fought for a flag is a dickhead moron.
Yes. Solar eclipse timing. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly between the sun and the observer's location on Earth, causing the sun to be obscured. In the firmament tracker's model, the process for determining the exact timing of a solar eclipse involves the sun and moon speeds and positions at any given moment. This approach allows us, involves, sorry, I messed that up, mapping the circular paths.
Right, yeah, there we go.
The sun and moon are plotted on an azimuth or equidistant projection, which represents the flat Earth. The paths are modeled as concentric circles that vary in radius depending on the time of year and the specific phase of the moon's cycle. Intersection of paths. By identifying when the sun and moon will overlap from an observer's perspective on the flat Earth, we determine the moment of the eclipse.
So, basically he's going, we look at patterns and we make predictions. Yeah, anyone can do that, right? But what you're lacking is a mechanism, right? You can transpose the patterns that the solar eclipses and that make onto anything, onto any shape. You can do a projection from the globe to anything. But every single thing in his Firmament Trackers app uses globe math. Uses the distance to the sun based on the globe. Just set out in as a muscle equidistant projection.
Yes. This intersection occurs when the moon fully crosses the sun's path, which is calculated using precise time adjustments based on the positions throughout the day. Once the intersection is identified, the exact time of the eclipse is calculated by adjusting for the sun and moon speeds and positions at any given moment. This approach allows us to find not only the beginning of the eclipse, but the peak moment of totality, as was illustrated in an example from October 2nd, 2024, where the total eclipse occurred at 3:11 p.m. Central Time in our simulation. Can we fact check that time for the eclipse?
This is a show by example from October 2nd, 2024. I think that's correct. Let me just...
I'm just Googling if there's a eclipse there. Yeah. There was an annular solar eclipse.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, by 2040 UTC. So, yeah, just making sure that was, in fact, correct. Lunar eclipse timing. In contrast, a lunar eclipse occurs when the sun and moon are positioned on opposite sides of the observer's horizon, causing the moon to enter what we call the flat Earth shadows zone. Where the
I'm
light
sorry,
of the
what?
sun. Yes.
Where the light
blocked.
of the sun is blocked. In contrast, a lunar eclipse occurs when the sun and moon are positioned on the opposite sides of the observer's horizon, causing the moon to enter what we call the flat Earth shadow zone. Flat Earth shadows. What's the flat Earth shadow zone? Why would the moon enter it? And is he saying that the moon is slightly bigger than the sun because it would kind of need to be to block it if they're close?
Yeah, also, I'm just confused how they're going to be on the opposite side of the horizon on the flat Earth.
Yeah, me too.
Unless it's going underneath. I don't know.
Yeah, now, what the main problem, of course, there is that there's no horizon if the Earth is flat.
That too.
There's literally no reason to have a predictable distance to a clear, crisp line. That is a result of a curved Earth. The horizon is an effect of the Earth having a curve. Skeptic says, where can we get this textbook? I need someone to wipe my ass. Rubiks, do you want to post a link to it again for them?
Yes, 1 second. I gotta
Thank
pull
you, I
up.
appreciate it. And Rubiks, I do want to say to you here that you have no idea how much I appreciate everything you've done for me and the channel. And, you know, we're going to kick the internet's ass this year. And you become a full employee of the channel, you know, and we work together and do this.
Of course. I have nothing better to do with my time. So. And then that should be the link. It's a Google Drive. Share it freely and openly. It isn't hardback, but hardback will cost you like $100.
Yeah.
I bit the bullet and paid $10 for the PDF to share with whoever wants it.
And if anybody would like to reimburse Rubiks for that, I would personally appreciate it, because Rubiks has taken a hit for the team here and given Stephen Alonso money. So if anybody has a spare $10 lying around, do me a favor, chuck it at Rubiks' PayPal for me, please.
I'll do that. And that's my PayPal. Yes. So, opposition to the sun and moon. Did I already say that? I can't remember. The timing of a lunar.
Yeah.
Yes, the timing of a lunar eclipse is determined by tracking the movement of the sun and moon on their respective paths. When the sun and moon reach positions where they are directly opposite one another, a lunar eclipse occurs.
But
Synchronizing
why?
with
Wait,
the
hold
star.
on. When the sun and the moon are on... When the sun and moon reach positions where they're directly opposite one another, a lunar eclipse occurs. But only for people looking at it from one side. I mean, there would be places on the Earth that you would never see the eclipse happen like that. Yeah, none of that makes sense or has any logical explanation around it. Stephen, you're a scumbag grifter who has written one of the dumbest books in the world. Oh my fucking god.
Yes.
We're going to do one more page, and then that's going to be it for today. And then I will actually cover the rest of this in a series of shorts.
Yes. So, synchronizing with the Saros cycle. As with solar eclipses, the date of a lunar eclipse is derived from the Saros cycle.
No, it's not. The Saros cycle is not that accurate. It can help, right? And it does give you a rough idea of when the eclipses are going to happen. But what it will never ever do is give you the exact time, the exact position of the path of totality, or anything like that. It is not accurate enough to say this is exactly when it's going to happen. Any claims by Flat Earther that NASA uses the Saros cycle are just lies. And that's standard because the Flerfs just lie. The Rabbit, for $2 says, I challenge you to a Flat Earth Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel later. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Thank you, I am Raven, for the $10. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Raven. That mean I personally appreciate that. Thank you very much. Rabbit wants to do a Flat Earth Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. What's a Flat Earth Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel? I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. The Turtle Moves to £2 says, are there 173 pages of this shit? Yes, there are. And I'm going to cover a bunch of them in shorts.
Yes. Do you want me to make the shorts or you got this?
I'll do those ones.
Okay. Visibility and duration. While the firmament tracker's flat Earth model does not use the concept of Earth's shadow as in the globe model, it explains the darkening of the moon by invoking local celestial mechanics where the sun's light is obstructed and refracted in a specific manner due to the relative alignments.
Right, hold on. Well, the firmament tracker's flat Earth model does not use the concept of Earth's shadow as in the globe model. It does, literally does, by the way. It explains the darkening of the moon by invoking local celestial mechanics, which are not explained how or why, so there's no mechanics there, where the sun's light is obstructed or refracted in a specific manner due to their... except he's not shown the specific Oh my god. This is so bad.
Yes. Don't thank me, blame me for this, please, skeptic.
Raven, seriously,
fault.
from the bottom of my heart, or
Yes,
the hole
thank you.
where my heart should be, I really appreciate you reimbursing Rubiks for this shit.
And this is Unit 2, which is Foundations of Math.
Well, in that case, we're going to leave it there. And I will, because I don't want to hurt your brains, right? And I think that's enough of Mr. I'm not going to call him Doctor, because he's not. Mr. Alonso's bullshit, right? Now, Rubiks, thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Yes. I'll make sure I post the link to the thing one more time and chat, and then I'll update the description to include it.
There we go. Right, well, there we go, guys. There's the first stream of the day, of the year, rather. Now, on Wednesday, I'm going to do my very first attempt at debating Flerfs on TikTok, which means I'll be streaming both here and on TikTok. Not sure how it's going to work. Gonna figure it out. I'm going to see if maybe Whatcast wants to join because they've done a lot of TikTok Flerf debates, and maybe they can show me the ropes. That's going to be fun. I'm really going to do my best to revive the Flat Earth debate this year. After Will Duffy came along and fucking ruined it, the cunt.
I know.
It's been very hard for me to actually do any Flat Earth debates because the Flat Earthers literally don't want to come and debate anymore because they've been destroyed. So TikTok is where they all buggered off to. So I'm going to go over there and harass them. I really, really wanted to do a series covering Nathan Oakley, right? But on 4 separate occasions, I tried to join his streams. He's got a separate link as well as Discord, right? A StreamYard link, right? Which I sat in the back for 25 minutes each time before the stream just ended and it was closed, right? He knows I'm there, but he won't say it to his stream and he won't bring me on. I'm banned from the Discord because I tried to give evidence that the Earth is a globe and they cried. So there's literally no way for me to speak to Nathan Oakley. Literally no way.
Ban giving evidence for the globe in their Discord.
Yeah, you're not allowed to provide evidence for the globe in their Discord. So, I literally cannot do my series on Nathan Oakley that I wanted to because he is too afraid of me. Nathan Oakley, you're afraid of me. Prove me wrong, right? Nathan Oakley, if you're watching this, or if someone could maybe clip this and send it to Oakley. Oakley, prove to me that you are not afraid of me. Set up an episode of your Flat Earth debate that will be just you and me. No one else, nothing else. If you are not afraid, let me on your show with just you and me. I guarantee you won't, because you know I'll fucking embarrass you. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for joining tonight. I want to appreciate it. Rubiks, I know you have something coming up. We're not really going to tell everyone what that is. That's a secret for March. But trust me, you're going to love it. A certain person won't, that's for sure. Oh, God, I can't wait. Oh, my God, it's going to be so fucking good. Yeah, so that's happening. And on Wednesday, I'll be back and I'll be doing a TikTok Flerf debate. And this weekend, I will be away as we're going down to have my mum's wake. You all know that my mum passed late last year after battling cancer for like a year. Well, technically we got the diagnosis and then she died 6 months later after being told we had a few years with her. So it was very, very hard. And it's affected my family badly in many, many ways. So we've taken a while to actually arrange a proper wake and a saying goodbye to mum. That's happening this weekend. So I will be away. But there will be posts, there will be shorts, because Rubiks has to, otherwise they don't get the moldy bread each day. And I'll be back, so I'm going to do a stream on Wednesday, and then I'll come back and I'll do another one next Monday, and I'm going to be doing regular TikTok debates with Flerfs. By the end of the month, I'm going to try and figure out the scam baiting stuff, and we're going to be doing that, and we might even look at doing a membership drive at the end of the month. We'll see how things go. Might be February, I'm not sure. I would like to kind of pick up a bit more momentum on the channel before my next membership drive. So anyway, Rubiks, I want to say thank you for coming here. Well, you didn't really have a choice because I demanded that you do it from the hole in my ground. But I appreciate you, getting the PDF and everything. It means the world.
Yes.
I would like everyone in the chat to do me a favor and send Rubiks some love. Everyone in the chat, just say, we love you, Rubiks. Thank you for looking after Craig. And making sure that he didn't die in America and has stayed mentally sane. It means the world. Rubiks, unironically, you're one of the most important people in my life right now, and I genuinely love you. I want you to know that, okay? Mean that more than you know. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I know you've put an awful lot of effort into the channel, and I give you my word it's going to pay off, all right? I
know. You've never given me a reason not to leave you.
Yeah. Rachbot, I just popped up in my feed. While I was doing this, so I'm going to watch that in the morning with my coffee. Another little announcement I'm just going to make. I'll let Rubiks go, and then I'll just have a wee talk with you guys. So Rubiks, thank you very much, and enjoy what you're doing next, and I will speak to you very soon, okay? Catch you later.
Sounds good.
Bye. Right. So I've made a bit of a change in my life, and I've quit weed, right? I have used cannabis as a crutch for 20 years. I got a massive shoulder injury from the military, which made me suffer, and I was on a lot of painkillers, and because of those painkillers didn't notice the damage to my knee, which is why the damage to my knee is so bad, and I'm going to be losing my leg later this year. But for 20 years, literally for 2 decades, I've smoked about a quarter of weed a day, because it's the only effective painkiller. But I understand that's not a sustainable thing, right? In fact, it's kind of not been a great thing for my family, because let's face it, a quarter a day, that's about £20,000 a year that I have spent on cannabis. And when you do that over 20 years, that's a lot of money, right? And I can't do that forever. And with the losing my leg coming up, hopefully getting rid of the majority of the pain that I'm in, I believe that I'm at a position in my life where I could manage the pain in other ways. The pain in my shoulder is there all the time. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, and working out at the gym has certainly made things better. So still injured, still can't do all the things that I want it to. Still a lot of pain in my shoulder. But it's nothing compared to my leg. And I've used weed to cope with that for over 20 years. And on the first, I stopped. So I'm 5 days in of no cannabis after 20 years. And even though I wasn't addicted to it, I fully understand that my brain developed a dependency. There's a difference between addiction and dependency. But for 20 years, the chemicals in cannabis have been flooding my brain. And those are going, right? Those chemicals, that chemical cushion that I have used as a crutch for 20 years is no longer there. Yeah, I don't want to see that number probing. Okay, I really don't want to see it. It makes me feel guilty. Okay, and it's hard, right? It's hard physically and it's hard mentally. It's not just the pain-killing properties and the chemical cushion in my brain and the ability to cope a bit that it's done. Also there's the kind of the habit. I feel like I'm missing something right now by not standing in the kitchen and having my bongs and stuff. And I am 5 days for the first time in 20 years without cannabis. This may mean that I struggle a bit more than normal. My research shows me that within 1 to 3 months, my brain's chemicals will return to normal. And I'll, it'll be out of my system and I'll be able to not have this. It's not like, when you take a proper drug and you have a come down, but there are certain things that are going to happen. I'm going to feel a bit grumpy. I'm going to be a bit irritable. I'm going to maybe have some stomach issues and stuff as the chemicals in my body readjust. Babaton says, what's a quarter? A quarter of an ounce. And I would get good stuff. So, a quarter would be like 60 quid. And, I was literally that a day. So for the past 5 days, for the first time in 20 years, I've not had any weed. And I am trying to prep my body and my brain for dealing with what I have in my future without that as a chemical crutch. I would appreciate the support of you guys. I may struggle. I don't know how much I'm going to struggle. But, if you or anyone send me some words of encouragement, it will help. And I'll appreciate it. Someone got a quarter and a pre-roll for $10.50. Where the fuck did you get? That's about fuck's sake, man. Yeah, so I'm different now. Maybe also one thing I read is that after a couple of weeks you get a massive creative boost when you stop weed, like humongous. I'm looking forward to that kicking in, and I really think that will help me actually pump out more of the videos. Right? Weed has been a painkiller. Weed has been a sleep aid. Weed has been a chemical crutch for me to deal with life, with being in pain for 2 decades, and now I'm cold turkey in it, and it's hard. But I know with the support of my amazing community, I'll be able to get through it, and I'll be able to give more and more content for you this year. TikTok also will be big focus this year. Because that's where all the Flerfs have gone. There will be a little bit of exclusive content to TikTok, but the majority of the things you will find on TikTok, you will also find here. You guys don't have to get a TikTok account. I'd appreciate if you did, maybe just to follow me, because the algorithm over there would like that. Maybe leave a couple of comments on my videos, but if you don't like using TikTok, I really don't want to force you to do that. But I will be focusing a lot more on TikTok because that's where all the flat earthers have gone. By the end of the month, I will hopefully have my PC in line to do scam baiting. I wanted to upgrade my RAM and maybe my graphics card, but fuck AI, basically. If you weren't aware, the advent of AI has basically destroyed consumer PCs. You cannot buy RAM or graphics cards unless you are paying thousands and thousands now. Nvidia increased the price of their 50 series to over $5,000 for a graphics card. Microsoft and Sony have had to delay their next consoles until 2030, otherwise they would have to charge £2,000 for them. So I couldn't upgrade my RAM and stuff the way I wanted, so I'm just going to deal with the PC the way it is. But it's a pretty fucking beastly PC, so it should be okay. But anyway, guys, that's what's happening. I hope you stick around for the channel. The Turtle Move says, I hope you don't have a desire to eat. No, in fact, as well as doing that, I've also gone on a major cut this year. More than normal. I'm sub 1,600 calories a day. Like today, for instance, I've had 2 protein shakes with skimmed milk. I've had 1 protein bar. I've had 3 cups of Earl Grey. And then for dinner, I had baked salmon with potatoes and broccoli. And that's kind of all I'm eating every day until the fat around my belly, the band disappears. So, no weed, no food. Let's see how that makes Craig cope. Anyway, there's a new video by Conspiracy Music Studios, and we're going to watch that as we finish the stream for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for what you've done for the channel, for the support you've given me. Randy Lay says, I've quit 3 different times in my life. It sucks about 2 weeks, and it's basically like you don't even think about it. That's what I'm hoping. I'm aware that it's hard at the beginning. I'm feeling that right now. But I'm also, my research shows that it gets easier after a few weeks. I've been working hard in the gym. Let me just quickly show you my progress. God, my Discord's always so busy. Okay, never mind. I'll do it on my YouTube instead. So we go over here. This was me before. And not looking bad, right? That was about 4 or 5 months ago. And then this is me now. Slimmer. I'm more defined. My shoulders are frankly looking fucking massive. There's much more definition in my biceps and my triceps. My arms look nearly twice the size that they were here. I was very happy with this. But this is me now. But there's a band of fat round here I want to get rid of. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for everything that you've done. I really appreciate it. Myself, the other says, looking good, Slim. I do really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. And let's have a look at Conspiracy Music Studios' new video. Planes don't dip their nose. Welcome to Flat Earth. Remember, everyone, stupidity is not a right. Fight the Flat Earth.
He's rehearsed, same one every night, yeah, it just gets worse. If the plane don't nose down, then explain this, bro. Altitude, pitch, nah, they're the same, you know. Attitude, indicator spinning in his head. Gyros lying, gravity's dead. Down is south, south is down. Every compass points to Black Mountain northbound. He treats the world like it's nailed to a board. Local frames of reference completely ignored. Ask the question, talk right through the reply. If you answer it once, he'll ask it 5. Planes don't dip their nose, so welcome to Flat Earth. Ignore the math, ignore the charts, ignore how flying works. Planes don't dip their nose, so welcome to Flat Earth. If reality disagrees with me, then reality's the one that's cursed. 3-body problem, I made that's it. Sun, Earth, Moon, impossible to predict. Never mind the equations, never mind the proof. If it sounds complicated, it must be a spoof. NASA just guessing eclipses by vibes. It's all Sarah cycles and ancient sky tribes. Path of totality, don't ask me how, says angels of shite. Case closed for now, the Earth's just a clock. Tick tock, tick tock. No idea why, but it sounds a rock solid. Dark sun speeds up south, slows down north. Observe reality, nah, that's just shite. So welcome to Flat Earth. Gyroscopes are fake as hell, but Flerfs all know their worth. Planes don't dip their nose, so welcome to Flat Earth. If down ain't glued to space itself, then tell me what this argument's worth. devil, it's facing away unless I rotate the model. Hey, wait, not that way. Treat the earth flat and stationary. See that approximation proves it obviously. Zoom out too far. Whoa, don't do that, friend. Local looks flat, argument ends. Dave waste nods, Angels tries to please. DITRH, notice me, senpai, please. Repeats the script like a prayer each night, hoping cloud flows down from flat earth high. Angels of shite, preaching gospel by field, debunked on screen, still calls it a win. Please don't dip their nose. So welcome to flat earth. Three-body math, too scary made. Let's call it all a curse. Please don't dip their nose. So welcome to flat earth. Ask it again, ignore the answer. That's how you prove the verse. The earth's a clock, the sun is fast forward. Down and south and common sense aboard it. Ask it again, just one more time. Why don't planes
Amazing. Everyone subscribe to Conspiracy Music Studios with Daniel Pratt's coming to your home. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. It's been a fantastic stream. The first one of the year. I really do appreciate your love and support more than you could ever know. JR Pence for $5 says, but if you had a large tub of queso cheese dip, would you be able to dip the plane's nose into it? Most definitely. F Grudge says for $5, my name is Craig and I fully support Stephen Alonso. Ugh. Anyway, guys, remember, stupidity, it's not right. Fight the flat earth.